Hello, Meistervites. Today, it's time for the fourth installment of Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. Alright. Finally, after how many years? That was like 30 years between 3 and 4. We got the fourth installment, guys. Wow. Now, unfortunately, this wasn't released in the theater. This was in Netflix, but whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. So, directed by Mark Malloy in his first movie, directorial debut, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer and Eddie Murphy, starring Eddie Murphy and a stacked cast. We got written by Will Beall and a few other guys. But by the way, Will Beall wrote Ride or Die, also one of the best movies of the year. I'm going to say after that, this movie's amazing. We have Paul Reiser. We have Judge Reinhold as Rosewood returning. We have Paul Reiser played one of the guys in the first two movies. He came back for this. We have Taggart, John Ashton playing Taggart. We have Taylor Page as Jane Saunders, the daughter of Axel Foley. We have Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Bobby. This is a stacked cast, my friends. Oh my gosh. So, what did I think of that movie? Well, before I get into my thoughts of this movie, let me give my thoughts of the first three movies. So, the first movie, directed by Martin Brest, is one of my favorite movies of all time. I feel like Beverly Hills Cop 1 is almost a 10 out of 10 movie. Like, it's like a 9.7, 9.8. It's up there. That first movie is pretty much as perfect as an action comedy as you can get. That movie inspired action comedies for generations to come. The sequel by Tony Scott is pretty dang good. Like a solid 8 out of 10. Like a high 8, low 9. Very great movie, although it's not as good as the first. Really did a great job. Now, 3... that's where it gets a little weird. Like, 3 is kind of the weakest movie of this series. I don't hate 3, but I mean, most people agree it's the weakest. It's like Jurassic Park 3. 3 is kind of like the black sheep of this series. I mean, it's not horrible, but John Landis and the team really kind of went... I don't know what they were thinking with that one. Like, that was just kind of... I don't know. Axel was out of character. A lot of the story was weird. A lot of Rosewood and the music was different. It was just a lot of weird choices. I don't know. 3's not horrible, but it's definitely the weakest. Now, what do I think of Beverly Hills Cop 4, Axel Foley? What do I think of this? Well, yeah, it's freaking amazing. I already said that at the beginning, but yeah, it's freaking amazing. Is it the best movie of the year? No. Definitely the best Netflix movie of the year, though. I don't see any Netflix movie beating this, but it's definitely an amazing movie. Like, the passion is there. Mark Malloy and the team. Like, this is Mark Malloy's first movie, and he went hard. Like, I'm going to watch Mark Malloy's movies, whatever he makes from this point on. Now, apparently they're saying they're making a 5th movie. Is Mark Malloy going to do that one? I don't know. They'll probably get a different director, because I don't know if they'll bring Mark Malloy back again. That'd be kind of a weird decision, but I wouldn't mind if he did it. But the whole point of these... I like the Beverly Hills Cop movies, because they have a different director each time. So it would kind of be weird to have Mark Malloy do the 5th one, if they make the 5th one. I kind of hope it's a different person. Like, hopefully. I don't want another Mark Malloy to do it again. That'd be kind of repetitive. But, apparently that's what it says on the Wikipedia page, they're making a 5th one. Well, I watched it, obviously, because this was awesome. Now, let me get into the positives. So, the positives is, of course, Eddie Murphy's Axel. Even in 3, which is the weakest movie, Axel was still pretty good in 3. Now, in this one, Axel is freaking hysterical. I mean, he is the highlight. Eddie Murphy just slipped back into this role like it was yesterday. It's like he didn't even lose a day. This is easily Eddie Murphy's best role, and anybody who thinks otherwise is silly. Like, he's just perfect as Axel. Nobody can replace Axel. As soon as Eddie Murphy dies, just end it. As soon as Eddie Murphy dies, just end the series, because nobody is going to replace him as Axel Foley. Like Eddie Murphy and Axel Foley is like Tom Hanks and Woody, or Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones, or like, you know, what's another? Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. I mean, some roles you just can't replace, and yeah, Eddie Murphy is just perfect as Axel Foley. It is his best role, and one of his best performances, and he slipped back into this role like it was nothing. Like, he slipped back, like, the jokes, every joke he does, everything he says is hilarious. He just slipped right back in. He just knows what to do. Perfection. I have no quarrels with him in this movie. He did such a great job. Especially, I think it was heightened because he got to produce this movie, so he got to do a lot more of the jokes himself, which is great. Now, let's move on to the other actors and characters. So, Rosewood comes back. Now, I will say Rosewood's not in the movie a lot, but he is in the movie. And when he is, it's great. I love Judge Reinhold as Rosewood again. It was nice to see him again. We have Taggart, John Ashton coming back. Does a great job. He's pretty funny. Kind of wish there wasn't so... There was a lot of curse words in this movie, and I guess the other movies had curse words too, but I feel like they could have toned down a little, just a little bit on the cursing. But it still fit the movie, so who cares? Then we got, who else did I say? Paul Reiser. Paul Reiser's not in the movie a lot either, as that character. I always forget his name. But, he's not in the movies a lot. But, it was nice to see him. We got Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Bobby, who's my favorite new character. Bobby is freaking great. Like, literally, he better be in the next movie. Bobby was, like, the highlight, like, for real. He was, like, besides Axel, but, like, second best character in the movie, besides Axel. Bobby was freaking amazing. And that's one thing, I'm gonna get a negative later with him, but overall, Bobby was great in the movie. Then we got Taylor Page. I haven't seen many Taylor Page's movies. I don't know. What other movies was she in? I don't know. But she's great as Jane Saunders, the daughter of Axel. I don't know when Axel had a daughter. They don't really explain. Was that in the third movie? I don't remember. Maybe he did. I have to rewatch the other movies. I don't remember him having a daughter, but I guess he has a daughter in this, so yeah. Cool. They have a weird relationship, Axel and her. They're kind of like... I guess they have a weird, rocky relationship because he hasn't seen her that long. But they resolve it at the end. Like, they have a nice thing going on. So, it's a nice dynamic. Another thing I gotta compliment the movie is the score. Now, Lauren Ball's score is almost as good as Harold Faltermeyer's. Like, he actually did a great job. Way better than 3's soundtrack. Like, this blows 3's soundtrack out of the freaking water. This just blows 3 out of the water in general. This movie blows 3. Like, Axel Foley is just a million times better than Beverly Hills Cop 3. Like, it's a night and day difference. Like, if anybody says this is worse than 3, then I'm gonna snap him in the face. Because there's no way. Like, there is no way you can watch 3 and this back-to-back and think this is worse than 3. There's just no way. This is a million times better. There's no comparison. Like, this blew 3 out of the water. No offense to John Landis and the team on 3, but yeah, this blew out of the water. They clearly made up for it, so yeah. Really love this movie a lot. But, what else can I compliment about the movie? The action scenes. Like, the action scenes are, there's the one with a helicopter and the one with a car chase going down the Beverly Hills streets. You have some really cool shootout scenes at the end of the movie. Really, there's a lot of homages to the first movie, which is really cool. I like all the homages of the first movie. It was nice. I will say the villain. I won't spoil who the villain is, but the villain in this movie is freaking great. The actor they got for him too, really freaking great. This is a spoiler. I won't spoil who the villain is, but let me tell you, really great stuff with the villain. Probably the second best villain in the series, next to the villain in 3. DeWall, yeah. Ellis DeWall. Ellis DeWall is my favorite villain in the series. Ellis is the main reason 3's even good. If Ellis wasn't in the movie, 3 would have been the worst one. Would have been like a 5-4 out of 10. Ellis elevates 3 for me, but this is the second best villain in the series. Arguably, you can make a case he's better than 3's villain, but they have not missed the villains once. All 4 of the villains are freaking great, even 2's villain. Like, all 4 of the villains have been great. Like, I honestly think these are the best villains in fiction. Quite honestly, some of the best. Even 2's villain, which is the weakest one. Like, 2's weakest aspect was the villain, and even he wasn't that bad. He was kind of cool. Not as cool as the other 3, but it's still pretty cool. But anyway, negatives-wise, I will say this movie could have been longer. Like, it felt kind of short. Yeah, and that's weird considering the pacing isn't perfect, but I would have tacked on an extra 20-30 minutes to expand on the relationship with him and his daughter, to get more scenes with Bobby. Because like I said, with Bobby has a lot of great scenes. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, he had a lot of scenes, but there's one scene at the end I would have added with him. He doesn't really do much at the very last 10 minutes. Like, they don't have him in the last 10 minutes, which I'm like, what? Is that a spoiler to say that? I don't think that's a spoiler, no. He's not in the last bit of the movie. He's not in the last bit of the movie, which kind of disappointed me. I feel like they didn't integrate him with the main team as much as they could have, which is okay, I guess. I don't know. I also would have had more scenes with Axel and the main villain. Like, when they have the scenes together, it's freaking cool. Like, I really saw the villain-hero dynamic there. It was really neat. I liked it. But I would have had more with them, I guess, because, like, that's one thing I like about 3, even though 3's the weakest movie. 3 had the best hero-villain dynamic, even though, because Ellis DeWall was really, like, he was just a savage in that whole movie. Like, Ellis was just challenging Axel. Like, that's why Axel was acting out of character. Like I said, 3's the weakest movie by far, but that 3 has its good moments. Like, I'm not saying 3's a horrible movie or anything, but the best thing about it was the villain. And yeah, that's one thing I like about the first movie, is that the villain and hero dynamic is felt. And they really could have had the best hero-villain dynamic in this. I'm not saying they have no moments together, because yes, the Axel and the villain have great moments together, but I just would have had more, I guess. I don't know. Just more. Like I said, an extra 20, 30 minutes would have elevated this movie for me to like a high, like a 5-star. I don't give this movie 5 stars, but it's 4.5. It's a high 9. I'll just give the rating. It's a 9.4. 9.4 out of 10. One of the best movies of the year. I know I've given a lot of movies this rating, but I'm just being honest. Like, this year has been great for movies. Other than Civil War and If, most of the movies this year have been really great. Like, honestly, like, even those movies weren't horrible. Like, this year's been great for movies, bro. Like, seriously, like, I can't complain. Like, keep feeding me, guys. Like, really. Okay, I will say, like I said, this movie isn't perfect. That's why I didn't give it a high 9, but it's still really well done. Like, Mark Malloy, this is Mark Malloy's first movie, and he went hard, bro. Like, he saw the first movie, he was like, alright, I'll take what you guys did here, and I'll do my own elevation, I'll do my own cool thing with it. I'm gonna, and I really dug what he did. Like, him and the writers just really went hard, bro, and you can feel it, because Wheel Beal and they really are passionate. Like, when you have passionate filmmakers making passionate projects, you get really passionately done great movies. That's what you get. And yeah, Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F is a great homage to the first 2 movies. I'm not dissing 3, but honestly, yeah, I mean, it felt. The music just felt like it was a throwback movie, bro. The 80s, it felt like an 80s throwback movie, and you felt it. It felt like an 80s movie, and this is like a 2024 movie. Like, this is crazy. Like, how did they do that? It's nuts. But, like I said, it's not perfect. I would have expanded on things a little more. And maybe I would have cut some of the cursing down a little bit. And maybe I would have, maybe added a few more things. I don't know. Like, there's just nitpicks at this point. Who cares? The movie's still awesome. I'm gonna watch it again. Like, it's on Netflix. Go watch it. You have no reason not to watch it. It's on Netflix, guys. Like, come on. Just go watch it. Go form your own opinion on it for yourself. I mean, you gotta trust my opinion. It's awesome, bro. It's a passionately filled project, and you feel it when you're watching it. It's just awesome. People that are fans of the series and people that aren't fans will like it. Like, you will like it. There's just nothing not to like. It's just funny, exciting, badass, and just... Is it as good as Bad Boys and Godzilla X Kong? No, but it's one of the best of the year. Probably my 3rd or 4th favorite of the year. Yeah, I think I put it at 4th. Yeah, it was Bad Boys, Godzilla X Kong, and then this one, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta recheck my list. But it's up there for sure for one of the best of the year. It could be, if you say it's your favorite of the year, I'm not even gonna front you, because it's that good. I didn't give it 5 stars, but again, it's really, really good. But, yeah. I think that's all I gotta say. I mean, y'all have a great day. Meister signing out.